Good evening, and thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Sean Wilson.
And I'm Kelly Ring. And first on Fox tonight, the way we vote could be changing by the midterm elections in 2002. Governor Bush's election task force is calling for fundamental changes at polling precincts. This, of course, goes back to the problems Florida had with the punch card ballot. Fox 13's Jan Thornburg joins us now. And Jan, we won't have to push around anymore, definitely.
You got that one right. Kelly, Governor Bush assembled this election task force just 2 days after his brother laid claim to Florida's electoral votes, winning the presidency. Of course, there was all that talk of dangling chads and dimpled chads, et cetera, et cetera. But now the task force is hoping to do away with all of that. The punch card ballot. This is what ultimately thrusts Florida into the global spotlight. As we learned, there are inherent problems with the ballots, like those chads we kept hearing about, possibly creating inaccurate counts. Now the governor's 21-member task force wants to get rid of all punch card machines, called votomatics, and it wants to start with the more densely populated counties like Hillsborough.
Your big population centers use the votomatic, which was identified, so it's although it's a minority of number of counties, it's probably close to half the voter.
The task force acted quickly, spurred on by concerned voters and election officials. But now comes the tougher decision, what to replace the punch card with. Hillsborough County Election Supervisor Pam Iorio likes the touchscreen ballot.
You touch here, and you cast your ballot, and it records the vote, and then you, as the voter, leave, and your vote's been accurately recorded. There's no manual recount. There's no trying to gauge voter intent. There's no dimpled ballots.
In fact, the idea of no dimpled ballots or dangling chads is prompting the governor to call on other states to do away with the punch card.
I think it's time for the entire country to look at this issue on a state-by-state basis and move to equipment that would lessen the error rates.
Now, this recommendation to get rid of punch card ballots will be taken to the legislature, and lawmakers will have a final say on it. They'll also be the ones who will have to figure out where all the money will come from to pay for those machines. Kelly?
Thank you so much, Jan. And by the way, the task force is still at work. It meets tomorrow again. Its next issue is coming up with uniform standards for conducting recounts.
All right, now let's check on the weather. Our first forecast is coming up. There's a little bit of fog out there. Paul Delgado has got it.
Sure do, John. Yeah, a lot of low-level moisture around tonight, so we are dealing with some areas of fog. In fact, take a look outside right now. This is a live look at downtown Tampa, and you don't see much. Visibility has been reduced by some patchy fog, and here's why. Humidity is 100%. You see that temperature, it matches the dew point, and there's a lot of low-level moisture, not much wind. And the outlook for tonight is areas of fog and maybe a stray shower. A low of 63. Visibilities around the Bay Area running about 1 to 2 miles from Tampa to MacDill to Lakeland. Other spots still with good visibility around 10 miles like St. Petersburg and Sarasota. So you get the idea. Areas of fog tonight. We'll talk about that. We'll have a look ahead to the weekend. All that's coming up at 10:20. See you then.
Thank you so much, Paul. Two top administrators with Pinellas County School Transportation Department are out of work tonight.
One of them made the headlines a few years ago. Now she's out, and so is her boss. Fox 13's Charlie Belcher says the allegations range from private use of cell phones to a love affair.
You know what? I think the videos...
Notebooks bulging with proof. Proof, school officials say, of inappropriate conduct. The two people in trouble, Transportation Director Michael Fleming and Transportation Program Coordinator Nancy Blackwelder. You might recognize Blackwelder's name. She was wounded during a school shooting while she was assistant principal of Pinellas Park High School in 1988. School officials say Fleming and Blackwelder had an ongoing love affair that became a problem in the office. Hundreds of sometimes off-color emails reveal intimate details of their relationship, including love poems. And this one from Blackwelder to Fleming, "Are you just having a bad day, or is it me? You kill me with the silent treatment."
It's not so much the content that's been transmitted back and forth, but the fact that it's being transmitted on work time.
School officials say the two were working on personal business while on public school time. Blackwelder even writing a book of her life story. And both are accused of racking up hours and hours of cell phone time for personal calls.
I think our biggest concern would be lost time. These are two highly paid administrators within the transportation department. And based on the documentation we've retrieved from their computers, there's been an enormous amount of time spent conducting personal business.
In letters sent to both, the school district outlines the allegations, including those against Fleming that he attempted to hide personal documents in a file labeled defensive driving, and that he approved 55 vacation days for Blackwelder within a 16-month period.
They were using not just bad judgment, but really inappropriate conduct.
We're told that both Fleming and Blackwelder were told to put a stop to their relationship, and that they did not. This whole investigation began because several employees within the transportation department complained that Blackwelder was receiving special treatment and that the whole place was becoming a hostile work environment.
As that information began to come to us, of course, we had to raise those questions and go out and talk to them and see what was going on. And as you can see by the volumes of documentation that were there this morning, those were all substantiated allegations.
Both have been on leave with pay since this investigation began late last fall. Charlie Belcher, Fox 13 News.
School officials let them have the option to leave on their own or be fired. Fleming resigned. Nancy Blackwelder said she'll retire.
Also in the Pinellas County school system, a substitute teacher accused of soliciting 2 girls for sex has been fired. St. Petersburg police say 22-year-old Kevin King tried to lure students to drink and have sex with him. Neither girl was accepted his offer. The mother of one girl turned him in after seeing an email from King to her daughter. King taught at 58 schools, or 58 times at 8 schools actually, in the county since he was hired in August. A third student in Pinellas County has bacterial meningitis. This time it's a 16-year-old student at Clearwater Central Catholic High School. A lab in Jacksonville is trying to figure out if it's a coincidence that 2 other boys also have it. Both of them are 9th graders at Eastlake High School. Meningitis starts out much like the flu with similar symptoms. It is not spread through the air or casual contact. Health experts say common sense really is the best prevention. Don't share drinking glasses and wash your hands a lot.
They call it Malfunction Junction in Tampa, and it's functioning again after a malfunction. A tractor-trailer jackknifed in the westbound lanes of I-4 this afternoon. The interchange with I-275 was blocked during the rush hour, backed up traffic on I-4 for miles. Troopers say a vehicle cut off the truck, and that's what triggered the accident. The driver of the car fled the scene. And the Tampa SWAT team was called out to a house at 11th Street and Bougainvillea Avenue this afternoon. Police say a man evicted from his home came back and refused to leave. There was some concern he might be armed, so the police handled the situation carefully. The SWAT team went in and found nobody in the building.
And dozens of people were evacuated in South Tampa this afternoon just before 5 o'clock. Somebody called police to report a suspicious package. Police cleared out a shopping center on Del Mabry Highway just south of Henderson while they investigated. It took them about an hour to figure out that nothing dangerous was inside that box. Turns out one family member sent that box to another. Florida lawmakers want the feds to continue enforcing a ban on offshore drilling, and the government is now drafting a 5-year plan on how the land off Florida's coast could be used. President George W. Bush made a campaign promise to open up drilling in Alaska, but he has not taken a public stand on Florida yet. As you may know, his brother and Florida Governor Jeb Bush opposes offshore drilling.
The Port of Tampa made sure that we will get a warning should there ever be a dangerous chemical spill. Here it is. These sirens can be clearly heard by people living near the port facilities in South Tampa. And hydrous ammonia is shipped through that port, and if it were spilled, that would be a serious health hazard. The sirens are tested like this each year to make sure they're working. If you hear a siren like this in South Tampa, port officials say you should tune into local radio or television news and find out quick what's going on.
Well, crashes during NASCAR races are pretty common, but they're cars, not planes. See what dropped into a NASCAR track just a little bit later.
And it's enough to cause road rage. A tiny town in North Florida that makes a ton of money off drivers just passing through town.
And you've heard of people being in the doghouse as a figure of speech, but one dad took it literally, and now he is the one being punished.
You know, he just may pop the question on Valentine's Day, and you better not say yes until you know you have something to wear. Coming up, we're going to a brand new salon that has one of the most exclusive collection of dresses from which to choose, so don't go away.
Surprise her this Valentine's Day. All diamonds are up to 50% off at Service Merchandise.
For your jewelry, for your place.
Perfect for your one and only. A 1-carat diamond bracelet, only $199.90. This diamond heart, just $59.90. Our best Valentine's value ever. Gifts of love from the largest diamond selection at America's leading jeweler. More choices, better prices, guaranteed.
At your service, Service Merchandise.
This house is about to be put on the National Historic Register. We'll tell you where it is and what makes it so special tomorrow on the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
Let's pick out a color.
This one.
You like that? With just sparkles in it?
Yeah.
What would you do with a few extra minutes?
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home.
Publix premium boneless skinless chicken breasts. They're effortless. They're effortless for you, that is. We've done all the work. We'll help you make time for the things that really matter.
This little pig had a silly mother and tickled it.
A colony of termites eats 24 hours a day, every day. It's too late to keep them out. So act now with a fast-acting solution. Premise Termiticide from Bayer. Premise creates an odorless, undetectable zone of no return that immediately makes your home a dead end for termites. Premise puts a stop to termites today. Ask the pest management professional near you or call 1-877-PREMISE. You won't know it's there. Termites won't know what hit them.
Business is an art, whether you're in a service business or maybe a family business, even a fun-in-the-sun business. You've got to look a breed apart. Now there's a printer that's smart and fast, Xerox inkjet printers. At $99, they're just a smarter breed of inkjet printer, because sooner or later, everyone's got to take care of business. Now available everywhere.
Introducing the all-new Kia Optima. Available with a V6 engine, leather interior, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. It's an extraordinary car at an extraordinary price.
Honey, whose car is that in the driveway?
It's yours, Frank.
It is, isn't it? The new Optima. Who wouldn't be proud? Kia. Darn good cars with a darn good warranty.
Tallahassee's lunchbox became the crunch box today when a pickup crashed into it. The lunchtime disaster sent 5 people to the hospital here, but they're going to be okay. The restaurant's heavily damaged, as you can see by these pictures. Police have not said what caused the driver to lose control. And if you have trouble driving the speed limit, we have a warning for you tonight.
Yeah, there's a town that you should avoid, in fact, and it's not too far from here. In fact, AAA says you should drive nearly 60 miles out of your way to avoid the place. In fact, AAA labels it the nation's most infamous speed trap. It's the little town of Waldo, and it's on 301, right in your path on the quickest route between here and Jacksonville. Fox 13's Lloyd Sowers is going to show you tonight why there is a road war in Waldo.
Where is Waldo? At a busy crossroads. There are antique stores, a flea market, a few hundred homes, and police cars and radar just about everywhere you look. They handed out more than 7,000 tickets in Waldo last year.
My theory is this: slow down and see our city, or speed up and see our judge.
Waldo Police Chief A.W. Smith, in a town of 1,100, has 6 radar-equipped police cars. Since 1995, they've handed out around $2 million worth of traffic tickets.
It's a speed trap, and that's all it is.
At Hill's Barbecue in Waldo, where a pig works the traffic, opinions vary on how the police work the streets.
Every city have speed limit posted, and you have to abide by the speed limit. It's just that simple.
And it's strictly enforced.
Most of them say they don't see any of the signs.
As you approach town, signs quickly take it down to 55, 45, then 35. Pay attention or pay the fine.
The reason I stopped so the speed limit back where the traffic light is 45 miles an hour.
You were at 66, and you see your driver's license?
Was it really?
Yes, sir.
Speed limit drops drastically, and so it's pretty easy to miss one of the signs in between.
Because of complaints, AAA has labeled Waldo a speed trap. And on this day, the Auto Club's Randy Bly brings in DOT engineers to look at what some say is a confusing Waldo school zone, where 26 and a 15 cost this driver $300.
I did not see the school zone thing.
We feel obligated to warn motorists, not just AAA members.
The chief says if you can't see the school zone markings and the rest of the town's speed signs, you're not paying attention and you deserve a ticket. He says AAA is out of line.
So how would you characterize it? A professional disagreement?
Sure. Well, I think it's big business trying to dictate and monopolize local authority.
No, I disagree completely. I disagree.
AAA says it's a small-town police force more interested in making money than slowing down traffic.
Waldo's running about 34% of their entire revenue income just based on traffic tickets. And we feel it's just not right to balance the budget on the backs of motorists passing through town.
This road war began back in 1995 when AAA asked police in Waldo to give speeders more warnings and fewer tickets.
When that didn't happen, AAA marked Waldo a speed trap, suggesting members avoid US 301 and instead take Interstate 75 and 10, a route that's 50 miles longer. Some Waldo business owners say they've suffered, but they don't blame the police.
AAA, I know that people say, oh, Waldo, oh, you mean the speed trap. Well, it's not a speed trap.
30,000 cars a day come through Waldo. US 301 and State Road 24 run right through town. They say it would be a death trap if it weren't for what some call the speed trap.
And for the 4th year in a row, we've had no fatalities, and we're very proud of that. 73 in a 45, 77 in a 45.
The chief says you won't get a ticket unless you're more than 10 miles over, but there are plenty of those.
109. 109 in a 65.
AAA says there are better ways to slow down drivers. Put up electronic signs. Use more well-marked police cars rather than the ones with the slick tops. Give out more warnings, they say. Not the ways of the chief.
But when you come to Waldo, we're in your face. We want you to know you're welcome, but we want you to obey the speed limits and obey the laws of the state of Florida.
And if you don't, you'll likely pay the price of Waldo's blue light special.
What I need you to do for me is sign right there.
In Florida's most famous little town for traffic tickets. Lloyd Sowers, Fox 13 News.
Well, the chief there, Chief Smith, has agreed to sit down and talk with the AAA people, and the Auto Club says they'd like to take away Waldo's speed trap label, and they like people driving through town, but Chief Smith says there will be no giving breaks to speeders in his town.
Best advice, I guess, slow down.
Slow down if you don't want a ticket.
Right. A lot of money. Well, some of the Bay Area finally got a lot of rain, much needed rain. Paul shows us that more is on the way, coming up in a few minutes.
Also ahead tonight here on Fox, a crash at NASCAR, but not a driver this time, but a pilot. That's an airplane. See what happened coming up.
And a major discovery shows us what happened in Florida when it was a land before time.
Tiger Woods was doing a little entertaining in a commercial shoot, round 2. The question is, was he entertaining fans in round 1 at Pebble Beach? You get the story tonight in Sports at 10:45.
Fox Monday, a student's deadly secret.
Did you witness this murder, Tyrone?
Could divide a school.
Are you involved with a gang?
And put a teacher's life in jeopardy.
I ain't gonna say nothing to neither of you.
The hit series Boston Public. Then, is this the end for Allie and Larry?
Your son is in Detroit and he needs you.
The decision that will change everything.
I will love you.
Ally McBeal.
It all starts Monday at 8 on Fox 13.
You'd never know they're from the same family. Some are laid back, stylish, reserved, outgoing, and although there are hundreds and hundreds to choose from, they have one thing in common. They all come from a good home. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries.
You have sunk to a new depth this time. I am talking the lowest. By this time next week, you better be gone.
The Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's Final Markdown. All the furniture you want at final markdown prices.
And take your friends with you. You and
Beneath your home lies another home, the home of millions of hungry termites. With tunnels crisscrossing your yard, winding hundreds of feet, there's nothing termites won't do to ultimately eat you out of house and home. That was until the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System that monitors and baits to get termites where they live, today and tomorrow. Centricon is the only termite protection your house will ever need. Look in the yellow pages under Pest Control for an authorized Centricon professional.
Right now, you can lease an amazing 2001 Isuzu Rodeo for as low as $199 a month with only $11.94 due at lease signing. That's right, just $199 a month with only $11.94 due at lease signing. But that's not all. You also get America's longest warranty with Isuzu's 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So see your nearest Isuzu dealer today.
This house is about to be put on the National Historic Register. We'll tell you where it is and what makes it so special tomorrow on the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
Some people say looks are deceiving. This face belongs to the Bay Area's kid congressman.
Well, I still pinch myself and see if it's true.
I'm Lloyd Sowers. What's it like to be the youngest politician on Capitol Hill?
It's overwhelming.
Mr. Putnam goes to Washington, Friday on the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
And now, Fox 13 weather with Paul Delgado.
Boy, what a month January was. We obviously know it was a cold month. How cold was it? The average high for the month, 65.3, 4.5 degrees below average, and the average low is 45.1, almost 5 degrees below average. Average monthly, 55.2 degrees. That is the 8th coldest on record. That is pretty significant when you think these records go back about 150 years. The 8th coldest in 150 years. That's pretty impressive. Rainfall, typically, it was dry. Nothing unusual. Rainfall, 1.03 in the rain bucket. Average rainfall about 2 inches, so about an inch below average. Now tonight the big deal is we've got some patchy fog. Some of it is dense. Temperature dew point match. Winds at north-northeast at 4. By the way, these two numbers match, giving us a humidity of 100%. So some fog tonight, maybe a stray shower, 63. And then tomorrow, it'll be rather cloudy. There could be a passing shower during the day and a high temperature back up to about 68. Let's go to the maps and show you a huge contrast across the state. Key West, by the way, 73 degrees, but at the same time, Pensacola is 30 degrees colder at 43. So there is a front, and it's running pretty much on top of the Bay Area. 63 in Tampa, but 53 in Gainesville. There's a front here. We've got a lot of low-level moisture. We've had some partly cloudy skies for a time tonight. That's why we've had that fog. We get the southwest wind aloft. There's a couple of showers now up across the Big Bend area. I think the bulk of this rain is going to miss us, but tomorrow, as a weak cold front slowly sags south across the peninsula, that may be just enough to give us a couple of showers. And here's radar. It is showing some showers up by Crystal River and up by Citrus County, a few west of Hernando County. That really is about it. These showers are drifting slowly to the north and the northeast and away from us. So the bulk of tonight will be dry. Out in the west, we get a big high locked in. There's been some valley fog, some mountain snow in the extreme west. As we move slowly to the east, we've had a bit of light snow today from Ohio up through Michigan, Indiana. And here's that stuck front along the southeast coast. The reason why we really have not seen that much in the way of sunshine is because the upper level winds are blowing pretty much parallel to that front. So we really don't get a push to grab everything and move it away. We'll stick with cloud cover, a couple of showers tomorrow, then eventually the whole system will move away. We'll see some clearing skies as we head into the weekend. This low goes by tomorrow. It'll help to shift our wind, give us a little cooler weather. Cold front comes down, clears us up, and the weekend right now is looking pretty good. But not tomorrow, still mostly cloudy. Could be a passing shower, 68. And the boating outlook, winds will be shifting behind that front. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Bay water will be choppy. The 5-day shows temperatures in the 60s and clearing up at least briefly on Saturday and partly cloudy on Sunday and Monday. We'll be back with another radar look coming up in a few minutes. I'll see you then.
Thank you, Paul. Parents have enough to worry about already.
One family's ordeal, however, is terrifying. One day, their daughter was there, the next she wasn't. In a moment, you're going to see how the internet played a role in her disappearance.
Also coming up, every bride wants to have the very best, and Nancy vows to show us a place to make those dreams come true. That's coming up in a couple of minutes.
Some people say looks are deceiving. This face belongs to the Bay Area's kid congressman.
Well, I still pinch myself and see if it's true.
I'm Lloyd Sowers. What's it like to be the youngest politician on Capitol Hill?
It's overwhelming.
Mr. Putnam goes to Washington, Friday on the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Picture this, the Richards triplets, all thinking about college, all dreaming big dreams, and no rich relative to leave them a fortune. Can you picture it? I can. I'm a nationwide agent, and our life insurance and financial services can help the Richards protect their future and help fund college for their kids. Needless to say, that makes them 3 times as happy.
Call your local Nationwide agent today. Nationwide. Insurance, financial services on your side. Part Street Fighter. Part jet fighter. The new 210 horsepower, supercharged Nissan Frontier.
You just got to get into Montgomery Ward's going out of business liquidation.
For drastic new discounts on Ward's entire selection of fine jewelry.
Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Now take 50 to 70% off all diamond, gold, and gemstone fashions.
Nothing will be held back.
Save up to 40% off domestics and housewares.
30% off all women's apparel, shoes, and accessories.
And for your Valentine,
50 to 70% off all fine jewelry.
Only at Montgomery Ward's historic
going out of business liquidation.
The only sale
that really matters.
Flying to West Palm Beach for business? If these 6 reasons don't convince you to fly Southwest Airlines nonstop to West Palm Beach, maybe this will. Fly 4 round trips anywhere Southwest flies and earn a free ticket when you book online at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Fox Friday. Experience the most thrilling real-life rescues ever caught on tape. From workers trapped in a burning high-rise to terror in the skies. Real emergencies, real rescues, real life. An all-new special Code Red.
See it Friday night on Fox 13.
I'm Denise White. During February, Fox 13 will pay tribute to inspiring African Americans. It's a time to reflect on the contributions of the past and look forward to the achievements of the future. Watch for special reports on all of our newscasts as we celebrate Black History Month on Fox 13.
A relationship that began in an internet chat room between a teenager in Polk County and an older man led to her disappearance.
For months, 5 months, her parents searched for their runaway daughter. It seemed hopeless, and the prayers were answered this morning. But as Fox 13's Ken Suarez is going to tell you now, the search for the man she disappeared with is just beginning.
No parent would ever want to go through the horror that Stephanie Lavoie and her husband did. One day, Lavoie's daughter, Lindsay Shamrock, was home. The next, she was gone, traveling halfway around the world to be with a 35-year-old man she had met on the internet.
Every parent whose child is using the internet, whether monitored or not, needs to be concerned. Parents everywhere need to understand that people like Franz Behring are using the internet and mail to victimize children like Lindsay every day.
Detectives say Constantine Behring lured Lindsay from Mulberry to Ohio, then thousands of miles away to Greece.
They were just like boyfriend, girlfriend. She thought they were in love, and he tried to convince her of that.
When Lindsay's parents found out about her internet relationship, detectives say they did everything they could to stop it. Took away her computer
and even got her counseling, but nothing worked.
Investigators say Lindsay got a lot of help running away. A cell phone and a ride to the airport from Marie Carvaro, a Lakeland woman now under arrest. In Ohio, Lindsay met Robert Ardner Sr., an internet pornographer, recently indicted on more than 300 counts. Bering allegedly paid Ardner $2,000 to help Lindsay get out of the country. Police say Ardner gave Lindsay her passport to freedom, his daughter's passport, and her identity. With some hair coloring and new glasses, she was off. Ever finding her again seemed dismal. Polk Sheriff Lawrence Crow Jr.
I was privately pessimistic that we'd ever see Lindsay again.
Then Lindsay's story made national headlines in Greece, and she was spotted unharmed.
I'm still pumping adrenaline. I'm happy. It'll take a month to get this smile off my face.
At this press conference, Polk law enforcement showed us just how dangerous the internet can be. This lieutenant posed as a 16-year-old girl and got a dozen suggestive hits within minutes. That just points out what the Lavoies learned the hard way. Danger on the net may just be a mouse click away. In Bartow, Ken Suarez, Fox 13 News.
And parents, you should take this as a warning. You should know that what your children are doing on the computer. Don't let them have one in their room or give them their own password.
Manatee County Sheriff's Office is looking for an armed robber who steals prescription drugs instead of cash. Detectives say this man has now hit 3 pharmacies. So far, he's robbed the Walgreens on Manatee Avenue twice and the Eckards on 14th Street once. The man is about 40 years old with black hair and a full beard. If you know who this is, please call the Manatee Sheriff's Office. Jail or treatment? That's the question facing people who work in the juvenile justice system tonight. At a town hall meeting moderated by Fox 13 reporter Warren Ellie, judges, prosecutors, public defenders discussed this issue. The group talked about many of the options for dealing with juvenile delinquents. The question is, what works better? The traditional approach of putting kids through a juvenile rehabilitation system or sending them to adult jails?
Archaeologists are amazed at a fossil discovery near Fort Lauderdale. It happened as developers began digging up land in Weston. They found animal bones and teeth dating back 50,000 years. It is the first major fossil find in Broward County.
This is the jaw of a extinct Pleistocene horse. This is at least probably 40 or 50,000 years old. This is the first fossil discovery that we know of in Broward County, and it indicates, of course, a very different environment than tens of thousands of years ago.
It's really overwhelming, and it's awesome. We didn't realize how much history there was, and we didn't realize how far back it went.
The housing development is on hold while archaeologists dig up the ancient secrets. February 14th is often the date young men propose to their sweethearts, and right after she says yes, the hunt is on for, you know what?
The perfect dress,
The dress.
Of course. That's very important. Fox 13's Nancy Alexander's out there at a brand new bridal salon that caters to the for richer part of the vows.
It was Juliet who queried to her Romeo, "What's in a name?" Well, plenty, when your name's about to change.
This is Coco Voci, and she is out of Beverly Hills.
Melinda Lane might be the first name you should think of if your last name's changing.
I really love this. It's a Bagley Mishka, and they have always been my favorite designers.
And you really care about what name you're wearing when it happens.
And actually, the little flowers, she has hand-painted these flowers. And then you have the Austrian crystal beading, and which is carried out throughout the gown.
Makes that for richer, for poorer a little more significant, doesn't it? The atmosphere is elegantly civilized with little finishing touches the estrogen impaired just wouldn't appreciate.
Please tell me that you hear a piano being played too. Yes, I do. Such a comfort.
I see no people. If you were surprised when he popped the question...
Whoa! Oh,
wait a minute, you popped it without me?
Sorry. I don't know. It just went flying.
You may go into sticker shock if you're not careful. Champagne takes the shock out of shopping.
I do.
For extraordinary dresses that deserve your attention.
Kind of makes you want to do it all over again, doesn't it?
The operative word being kinda?
After all, marriages don't always last forever, but the pictures do.
I did.
And there you can see my headpieces. I have some gorgeous headpieces from California and in Italy, so...
Any excuse to put on a tiara.
That's my motto.
And any excuse to put on an $8,000 dress.
I will not.
Lindy is banking on more money being spent on weddings than divorces, and that every woman wants to dress up, so they're willing to pay up.
I hope you still love me, because we're going to be poor.
Men may come and go, but the dress is a lifelong commitment and worth the investment. Besides, just window shopping is a pain in the glass. For Fox 13, I'm Nancy Alexander.
Melinda Lane Bridal Shop is located at 1180 Central Avenue in St. Petersburg, and she looked very pretty.
Well, everybody did. They were all striking outfits.
Those are gorgeous dresses. It does kind of make you want to at least
Make you
go
wanna
shopping. Look at them.
Make you want to look at them. That's right.
That's right.
And go shopping. Was Billy the Kid really such a bad dude? You're going to see why in a minute. The history books may need a new chapter about young Bill.
And also coming up, a tragic accident on a historic streetcar. You're going to see what happened coming up.
And they went to bed with an overdrawn bank account and woke up as millionaires. We're going to tell you about their reversal of good fortune coming up.
But, and Linda told me our...
This house is about to be put on the National Historic Register. We'll tell you where it is and what makes it so special tomorrow on the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
The fact that this Dodge will soon be hitting the track at Daytona has really got your Dodge dealer stoked. He's offering some great deals during the Countdown to Daytona sales event, where you can pick up a new Dodge Caravan and get up to $1,000 cash allowance. Dodge is back at Daytona, and your Dodge dealers are behind this thing all the way.
Light, airy cones of crispy corn. There's no such thing as too many bugles. Bugles. More is better.
All the network morning news shows are live from New York.
But Fox 13's Good Day Tampa Bay is live from where you live.
You'll get local news.
Live Sky Fox traffic.
Take a look at this live view from Sky Fox 2. We're sitting around...
And don't forget local weather.
But Good Day is more than news, weather, and traffic.
You can also expect the unexpected. I've got my Fox 13 news scooter here. Fox 13 in the morning.
It's a perfect way to make it a good day, Tampa Bay.
Ever since I was 8 years old, I've wanted to fly helicopters. I enjoy going to these schools because these kids just light up when they see the helicopter land, and I get to tell them to do the right thing so that they can fly great machines like this. Say no to drugs, get good grades. If you can develop those habits early in life, you get to go and fly a machine like this later in life. You're a natural, Jennifer. It's important for Fox to do these programs like this. It stimulates the kids. You can just see their eyes light up, and this is something that they're thinking, wow, and they go home and tell their family, I saw Sky Fox today.
Fox Sunday blasts off with all new episodes. Get cast away with an all-new Futurama. Then a Texan's worst nightmare.
I was born in New York.
All-new King of the Hill. And Bart's running a risque business.
Get on your tippy toes for the adult section. Everybody's hugging.
All-new Simpsons. Plus, will Hal make a splash as the next Picasso?
There has got to be 500 gallons of paint up there.
All-new Malcolm.
Yeah, that's about right.
It all starts Sunday at 7 on Fox 13.
You're watching the Fox 13 1030 News.
Well, it took a little doing today, but John Ashcroft is in.
The Senate approved him today, and now he becomes the U.S. Attorney General, replacing Janet Reno. But as Fox's Brian Wilson shows us, the vote wasn't without controversy.
John Ashcroft, President Bush's most controversial nominee, wasted little time getting sworn in as the nation's Attorney General. He walked into the Supreme Court and in a private ceremony received the oath of office from another man who knows a thing or two about bruising confirmation battles, Justice Clarence Thomas.
John,
Ashcroft as a person of integrity, decency, honesty.
With a solid base of 50 Republican votes, there was no doubt that John Ashcroft would be confirmed as the next Attorney General, but it wasn't clear how many Democrats would be on board. The answer came after 3 days of floor debate.
The yeas are 58. The nays are 42. The Senate gives its advice and consent.
That means that a total of 8 Democrats supported the nomination. John Breaux of Louisiana, Robert Byrd of West Virginia, Kent Conrad of North Dakota, Chris Dodd of Connecticut, Byron Dorgan of North Dakota, Russ Feingold of Wisconsin, Zell Miller of Georgia, and Ben Nelson of Nebraska. Some Democrats who voted no, like Max Baucus of Montana, were question marks till the very last moment. Still, Democrats opposed to the nomination seemed pleased they had been able to mount 42 votes in opposition, pointing out that it takes 41 votes to sustain a Senate filibuster.
It's a shot across the bow in terms of the Justice Department and how it conducts itself. It's a shot across the bow in terms of Supreme Court nominations. It's a shot across the bow in terms of the push and pull within the Bush administration to be moderate and bipartisan or to play to the hard right.
Ashcroft supporters are hoping that after weeks of divisive debate, the temperature in Washington will now cool. Senator John Kyle of Arizona.
He knows that he needs to prove that he will do what he said he would do, and has indicated he welcomes that opportunity.
The 8 Democrats who voted for Ashcroft already have some headaches to contend with. The abortion rights group NARAL is running newspaper ads attacking them in their home state newspapers. In Washington, Brian Wilson, Fox News.
Both the Florida senators, by the way, Bob Graham and Bill Nelson, voted against Ashcroft.
President Bush wants disabled Americans to get the support they deserve, and he says his new Freedom Initiative, as he calls it, will give it to them. He talked about the plan today. President Bush says the plan will open up job opportunities for the disabled and make it easier for them to work from their homes. The president's plan includes a $20 million matching fund for companies that help the disabled to help better equip themselves. 6 escapees have been captured 2 days after their prison break in Alabama. They made it all the way to a town outside Nashville, Tennessee, about 165 miles. Early this morning, 2 deputies stumbled on a car the escapees were hiding in. Deputies say they all ran in different directions. Dogs picked up their trail and led authorities to the 6 men. Among them, 3 convicted killers.
A New Mexico lawyer says it is time to forget and forgive. He wants the governor to pardon Billy the Kid, one of the Wild West's most infamous outlaws. This is believed right here to be a photo of Billy the Kid taken in 1880. A sheriff shot him to death after he escaped from a jail in 1881. He had just been sentenced to hang for shooting another sheriff, William Brady. Well, a New Mexico state representative wants the governor to pardon Billy. He says his crimes are exaggerated, and he was more of a Robin Hood of the West than a cold-blooded killer, he says. But descendants of Sheriff Brady, who Billy the Kid shot, say this whole thing's crazy. They say he does not deserve any of it, and they plan to object to it.
Don't think I ever heard the word Robin Hood.
I know, with Billy the Kid.
With Billy the Kid. A last-minute buying spree boosted the Dow Jones today.
The industrials gained 96 as investors bought up blue chips, and the NASDAQ gained a modest 10 points. The S&P was up 7.
And still ahead tonight, a leap of faith from one of the tallest towers in the world.
Oh. And did Tiger Woods tee it up today in round 1 of Pebble Beach? You get the story next with Chip in sports.
You're on low to the Huron was looking for the pass,
Let's bowl.
Sally striking out.
Ah, you bet.
Looking done. Spare her feelings.
I want you to use my ball.
Next, they're back. Tomorrow at 7 on Fox 13.
Have you seen the performance that earned George Clooney the Golden Globe for Best Actor of the Year? George Clooney is brilliant in the best film of the year.
Once again, we find ourselves in agreement.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? Rated PG-13. Now playing in select cities.
hot French bread to quick fixin' ideas. Farm fresh produce to thousands of bonus buy savings. We've got just what you need for the way you live today. Hey, it's your life. Albertsons, it's your store.
This weekend, the bankrupt distributor will sell out German waterless cookware, kitchen accessories, porcelain, Bohemian crystal, German pressure cookers, flatware, and lots more. 80 to 90% below retail in the Clearwater Holiday Inn. Buy a $1,200 cookware set for just $139. Yes, buy all your kitchen and tableware for just pennies on the dollar this weekend starting at 10 a.m. Get a 7-piece $100 cutlery set with woodblock for only $10. This weekend in the Clearwater Holiday Inn on US 19 just north of State Road 60 starting at 10 a.m. on Friday.
Tampa Bay has a fascinating history. From places like this hot cigar factory in Ybor City, where they made the finest cigars in the world, to the crowded Central Avenue of St. Petersburg. Hey, Junior, out of the street! And the majestic Tampa Union Station, where folks used to catch the Orange Blossom Special right to New York. Oh, nice hat. I'm Eric Chilton. Join me for an adventure back in time as we discover Tampa Bay's hometown history, weekday mornings on Fox 13's Good Day Tampa Bay.
Drew and Mimi spy on the big boss.
You're the wild monkey boy.
Mimi gets Monkey Boy canned.
Oh, Mata, I got your severance pay.
And everyone celebrates. Next group.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on Fox 13.
Fox Friday. Experience the most thrilling real-life rescues ever caught on tape. From workers trapped in a burning high-rise to terror in the skies. Real emergencies, real rescues, real life. An all-new special Code Red.
See it Friday night on Fox 13. A dangerous fire, a cable car crash, and a NASCAR nosedive are pictures making news tonight.
All right, Kelly, let's take a look. A chemical fire destroyed a building in Kansas City this morning. Nobody knows how it started, but there are plenty of flammable things inside this building. That's because the company makes alternative fuels. The fire injured 2 firefighters.
The collision of 2 historic cable cars killed 1 person in Los Angeles. It injured 14 others, 5 critically. Rescuers carried survivors down on stretchers, and a cable on one of the cars snapped, causing it to slide 315 feet down a slope into the other. The cable cars are known as the Angels Flight and were first built in 1901. They carry people to and from an historic shopping district.
A private plane crash-landed in an unusual place overnight. Twin-engine plane landed at the Lowe's Motor Speedway in North Carolina. It actually crashed into Richard Petty's driving school. 2 people on board survived.
Chipper here now talking about the Lightning, and I hope they're getting it going.
They're picking it up a little bit. Yeah, Can you believe it? They're trying for their 2nd win in a row. The Lightning won a goal from Matthew Barnaby, and they can put a chair in the penalty box with Barnaby's name on it because right now he is 2nd in the league in penalty minutes. Now, Barnaby wasn't in a Lightning uniform as the Lightning took on Buffalo in the Ice Palace. Brad Richards once makes it 1-0 Tampa Bay, and then Martin St. Louis 2-0 Lightning. I also should say that Matthew Barnaby came from Pittsburgh, not Buffalo. Now, game tied at 2, and watch what happens. Christian Kudrock off of Biron's shoulder. Got to take another look at it. The puck bangs off the left shoulder, just trickles in, and it is 3-2. Lightning lead it by 1. Now, 3-2 late in the third. Buffalo swarming off the faceoff. Kevin Weeks with a stretch save on the wraparound, and then watch the Lightning. They turn with a quick breakout. Suddenly, it is 2-on-1.
Leads it ahead for Warner.
Todd Warner to Mike Johnson, who just patiently waits with the one-timer. The final, Tampa Bay 4-2 over Buffalo tonight. 9 Buccaneers are enjoying an all-expenses-paid Hawaiian vacation right now in the Pro Bowl. The game is this Sunday, and the Bucs' Jeff Christie and Randall McDaniel are going through the lineman drills. One lukewarm rumor on the Bucs side is that Doug Flutie is interested in coming to Tampa, but both John Lynch and Warren Sapp shot that down.
That was news to me.
Have you heard that one? Yeah, I saw it last night. They said Bucs are interested in Doug Flutie, and I know Doug Boy ain't worried about it. He's more than capable of going in and handling Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie is almost 40 right now, so King shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Okay, but 40's not that old. Buffalo has hired Greg Williams as their new head coach. Williams was the Titans' defensive coordinator. Now, you have to say that it was a bit of a surprise because the 2 leading candidates were Baltimore's defensive coordinator Marvin Lewis and the Giants' defensive wizard John Fox. But under Williams, the Titans allowed the fewest yards in the NFL this season. All right, Duke and UNC going at it at Cameron, and the crazies were out watching Duke's Jason Williams, the alley-oop to Nate Jones. But then North Carolina takes over. Max Owens from outside drains the three. The Tar Heels put together a 10-2 run, and Joseph Forte had a double-double by halftime. 13 points, 11 rebounds. The score right now, Carolina up by 3 over Duke. That one in the second half. Tiger Woods says there's a difference between pain and injury, and while his knee hurt, it wasn't injured. He was just surgical today at Pebble Beach. Woods ripped off a 66, and he is 2 strokes behind the leader, David Bergiano. Shot of the day, though, goes to Skip Kendall. He's deep in the bunker on 18. Watch. Finishes with the eagle, finishes 3 under after round 1. Sergio Garcia playing with his sister Mar. She drops the birdie. Sergio is 4 shots back after round 1. Meanwhile, Tiger Woods has an incredible touch with a golf club, and the ball doesn't even have to be in on the ground. Of course, we've seen Tiger do this with 1 club, but he's at it again, doing a little entertaining while waiting for the crew to set up for the next shot. So this time he has 2 in his hand, and you know that driver is going to come into play sooner or later. John Wilson's the only other person I've ever seen that can do this.
I was just thinking. I tried to do that once and clear the club away. I mean, you can't.
Ball stayed right there and the club went out.
You have to be really good at it.
The only thing that makes it easy for him is he's probably been doing it out on the golf course since he was a little bitty boy.
You're right, 3 years old probably.
So that's why it's so easy for him. It makes him seem like
it's great golf, and he's a lot of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now President Clinton found a new income source. Got a new gig coming up.
And the leap of a lifetime. See how far they fell when we come right back.
This face belongs to the Bay Area's kid congressman.
Well, I still pinch myself to see if it's true.
I'm Lloyd Sowers. What's it like to be the youngest politician on Capitol Hill? Mr. Putnam goes to Washington, Friday on the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
Russell Rhodes is the glue that holds us all together.
That is, if you like crazy glue.
Get ready for this one. Look at that!
Russell just makes mornings fun, and that's a great way to start your day.
Swimming in 20,000 pounds of Jell-O.
Fox 13's Russell Rhodes, weekday mornings on Good Day Tampa Bay.
Hi, I'm Paul Delegato. February is Spay-Neuter Month at the SPCA. 500 free surgeries will be given out to the pets of people with limited income. This also includes vaccinations. To apply, call 727-586-3591.
There's a new radio station in Tampa Bay, the new Magic 94.9. It's not your mom's radio station. It's soft and contemporary. Soft enough for my workday and contemporary too. Celine Dion and Sync, the Backstreet Boys, Mariah Carey, they talk a lot less than other stations. In fact, the new Magic 94.9 plays the most music while you work. The new Magic 94.9, soft and contemporary. Try it.
Some trucks haul dirt. Some trucks haul bricks. Some trucks haul gluteus maximus. The new 210 horsepower, supercharged Nissan Frontier. Fox Sunday blasts off with all new episodes. Get cast away with an all-new Futurama. Then a Texan's worst nightmare.
I was born in New York.
All new King of the Hill. And Bart's running a risque business.
Get on your tippy toes for the adult section. Everybody's hugging.
All new Simpsons. Plus, will Hal make a splash as the next Picasso?
There has got to be 500 gallons of paint up there.
All new Malcolm.
Yeah, that's about right.
It all starts Sunday at 7 on Fox 13.
Stay tuned tonight for late night laughs, starting with back-to-back episodes of MASH, then comedy that's out of this world on Third Rock from the Sun. It's all coming up next on Fox 13. Shock rocker Marilyn Manson will not take on a role in the remake of the popular children's story.
A report in the New York Post calling him the next Willy Wonka was wrong. Why did we suspect that? Now Warner Brothers Pictures is asking for a correction. Yesterday's article said Manson would star in the remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but Warner Brothers says he won't, nor will Tim Burton direct it. So all of the information was wrong. Now Warner Brothers is asking the Post to issue a retraction of the story. 2 weeks after he left office, Bill Clinton is hitting the lucrative lecture circuit. He already has 2 stops scheduled in Florida next week. Monday, he will make $100,000 for a speech at a Morgan Stanley Dean Whittier convention in Boca. Then he will speak at a Miami synagogue for an undisclosed fee. When Ronald Reagan left office in 1989, he made $2 million for a pair of 20-minute speeches to a Japanese conglomerate.
Well, it's not exactly the happiest birthday Boris Yeltsin has ever had. The former Russian president is laid up in a hospital with a fever and a viral infection, but that didn't stop him from drinking a glass of champagne and eating a piece of his cake on his 70th birthday. Yeltsin's wife said his family had planned a more festive celebration for his big day, but they had to tone it down a bit because he's in the hospital. Forget living life on the edge. These people are jumping off. Skydivers in Malaysia took the plunge off one of the tallest structures in the world today. It's 1,389 feet tall. 53 jumpers took part to celebrate City Day in Kuala Lumpur, and they jumped one after the other for 6 hours straight. Malaysia is one of the few places in the world that allows that extreme sport. Oh, I can't even watch it.
Sure, they signed waivers.
Probably everything.
Yeah, give up all their rights to have a lot of fun jumping off a building.
They were allowed, nobody hurt, so.
Tricky thing to do, but anyway, let's see what's happening. We got some activity going on here and there.
You can see Tiger Woods do that while doing that golf ball thing at the same time. That'll be something. Areas of fog tonight, maybe a stray shower down to 63. Plenty of cold air around the country tonight. We got some single digits, minus teens across the northern plains, but the wind trajectory is going to keep the bulk of this cold air away from us. It'll slide primarily to the east. We'll see highs locally tomorrow. A bit cooler. We'll stay in the 60s for a high tomorrow. Here's some key cities. Chicago, only 19 degrees. Oklahoma City, 47. Bismarck at 30. Chilly in the west. A little light snow in the northeast with highs mostly in the 30s. Still rather cloudy tomorrow and 68 degrees, a 20% chance of a shower. It'll be drier on Saturday. The next chance of rain, maybe Sunday and Monday, but not much. 20% chance of rain with highs near 70.
Good.
Good.
We like it.
I'm happy. You're happy. We're all happy.
That's right. We like that.
All right. Go ahead, John. You know the philosopher.
When we come back, we're going to go from broke to easy street.
Yep. And what was your favorite crayon as a child, Paul? Not now. Find out why blue is better in a moment.
I've spent my life in construction and home building, and I recently bought a Palm Harbor home. You know why? I took the all-new factory tour, and it's like nothing you've seen before. They build homes the way I built them, with solid craftsmanship, quality materials. There's even an exciting movie, The Palm Harbor Story. And you'll see why the National Association of Home Builders chose Palm Harbor to become the first manufactured home builder to win the National Housing Quality Gold Award. Take Palm Harbor Home's free factory tour in Plant City.
What about my emotional distress?
I couldn't give a rat's tutu about your emotional distress.
Getting order in the court.
Sit down until I'm ready for you.
Judge Judy.
Tomorrow at 4, followed by the Fox 13 5 o'clock news.
We are in the citrus capital of the world.
And what do we do with all that fruit? Make juice.
But why aren't you cooking with it?
Citrus in the kitchen on Friday.
And the Purina Incredible Dog Challenge on the next Good Day.
This is Fox News in 5.
It's time now to take a look at the night's top stories.
It is at 11 o'clock. Welcome back. We begin with the future of elections here in Florida. We all know what happened the last time. Members of a task force put together by Governor Jeb Bush met in South Florida today to talk about how to fix it. And they've reached a consensus to get rid of the controversial punch card ballot. Say bye-bye. The 21 members would like to see the more densely populated counties like Hillsborough and Pinellas here to be the first to do away with the vote-o-matic machines. It is hoped that Hillsborough County will be converted to a newer, more accurate system by 2002, just in time for the midterm elections.
Two top administrators in the Pinellas County School System's Transportation Department are out of a job tonight. Director Michael Fleming and Program Coordinator Nancy Blackwelder are accused of having an affair that interfered with their work. Investigators say emails sent on work time reveal intimate details of that relationship. County officials say they asked the pair to call it quits, but they didn't. Fleming resigned today. Blackwelder retired. Also in Pinellas County, a substitute teacher is accused of improper advances toward his students. 22-year-old Kevin King is charged with contributing to the delinquency of minors and computer solicitation to commit a lewd and lascivious act. Detectives say he sent emails to girls trying to get them to go drinking with him.
And a man accused of hiring a 13-year-old girl as a prostitute is under arrest tonight. Tampa police say Adonis Bailey found an adult male to have sex with the girl. Bailey received $500 for that. Police say Bailey, who is 23 years old, also had sex with the girl. Tonight he's in jail with no bond. And this man, Sean Martin, is accused of having sex with the same girl. Hillsborough County deputies are looking for him. An accident that backed up traffic on Interstate 4 this afternoon is blamed on a driver who fled the scene. Troopers say a car cut off this tractor trailer and caused it to jackknife. It happened at a well-known intersection we call Malfunction Junction here, tied to the rush hour, I-4 and 275. The wreckage was quickly cleared away. Traffic is now moving slowly.
A Virginia man is going to jail for forcing his 7-year-old daughter to live in a doghouse. Prosecutors say the man made the girl live outdoors as a punishment. Neighbors called police when they heard the child begging to be let back in the house. The girl is now living with her grandmother. The man will serve a month in jail, pay a $500 fine, and take a parenting class.
And GE is next. General Electric workers may be the next victims of the slowing national economy and layoffs. Business Week magazine says GE will lay off 75,000 employees over the next 2 years. The potential layoffs are the result of GE's merger with Honeywell. Both Honeywell and GE say Business Week's numbers are wrong.
Kids love to be blue, at least when they're coloring with crayons anyway. Crayola surveyed more than 25,000 crayon users, and just plain blue was voted favorite color. Seems blue is a calm, soothing color, and is one of the first colors that kids are drawn to. And a snowstorm paralyzed part of South Dakota this week. People in Mitchell are still digging out from the heavy snowfall. Almost a foot of snow fell, but the snowdrifts stand as high as 10 feet. Streets and businesses are just beginning to reopen, but driving is still obviously pretty difficult.
A little reminder that it is still wintertime everywhere.
And the reasons why we live here.
Absolutely. We have some fog to deal with tonight. Some of that fog has been dense. It'll be dense early tomorrow morning. Clouds, some low clouds and fog, mid-60s, maybe a shower midday and 65. Turning a bit breezy later in the day and 67. The 5-day shows temperatures about where they should be for this time of year, meaning highs upper 60s to near 70 and nighttime lows near 50. Chip.
All right, the Lightning have put back-to-back wins together for just the 4th time this season. The Lightning close it out with a 2-on-1 after Kevin Weeks makes the big save on the stretch. Lightning break out of it quickly. Todd Warner gets it going, and Mike Johnson at the other end patiently waiting will tap it home past Biron. Again, the final 4-2. Lightning take Buffalo, John.
All right, thank you. Good Lightning. Finally on Fox tonight this morning, their checking account was just overdrawn, but by this afternoon it didn't matter at all. They were multimillionaires. This couple in Michigan won the big game lottery jackpot. Tony and Linda Kalia. They won $107 million in Tuesday's drawing. They got the first check today for $6.8 million. Tony is a computer technician. Linda's a housewife. They've been married for 16 years, have 2 children. They say for sure their kids and all their nieces and nephews will now have money for college.
Isn't that something? You worry about your checking account being overdrawn, and then all of a sudden you find out that you have won $57 million.
But you know what I would not do is go out tomorrow and overdraw your checking account and then hope for the best.
That's true. That's not a good thing to do for anybody.
We got to go, but we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.